This is the biggest mistake you can make in your marketing. No matter what you market, whether it's products, services, I don't care what it is, this is the biggest mistake you can possibly make for the long-term future of your business. Now, most advertising, and when I say most, I mean because most people don't have some people don't have an idea of what exactly they want from their advertising, but most people want more revenue, right? They want more money, they want to make more, they want better cash flow, they want more revenues, they want more profit on the back end. And so the mentality that you have to have when you go into marketing of any sort, when you put campaigns out of any sort, no matter where it is, no matter who you're marketing to, again, no matter what you sell, you have to have a clear picture of the long term in mind. And the biggest mistake that you can possibly make in your marketing is not having that clear picture of the long term and then playing to it. See, a lot of people, they see advertising and marketing as an expense, right? They don't see it as an investment into the future of the business. At its very core, if you do it properly, advertising is just an engine to invest a little bit of money in to make more money out. And the time scale on when you're going to get that money out and get that money back is going to differ by business. And usually the longer term of the time scale, the longer it takes you to get that money back, the more money you're going to make. Okay. So if you're selling a house, for example, you put advertising in to generate leads for your business, and those leads go into a system, however you do it, right? And those leads are going to be followed up with until they're ready to purchase. And if they are ready to purchase, then fantastic. If you're a realtor, then you make that 3% commission, and that's great, right? If it's on $1 million home, you've just made somebody's yearly salary with just one purchase, right? And so you put in a little bit to get that sale, and it took you 2 years to get it, but you still got it. But then there's shorter time frames as well. So like an e-commerce business, all right? So you put money in to acquire a customer, right? And they get that first sale, they make that first purchase, and then let's say they go into another follow-up system, they get some email promos from you, and then they buy 2 weeks later. And then you're gonna make your money up on the back end there. And so again, the long-term growth of the business is really what we're looking at when we want to advertise. Okay, and the time scale between when you're profitable and when you put that money in is going to differ, but it's always going to be the same. Where that second purchase, right, when they actually make that the decision to buy from you, right, that is when you're profitable. Okay, so a lot of the campaigns that we run, especially for e-commerce brands and info products, they're not going to be profitable on the first time, right? On the first go around, they're not going to be profitable, and that's okay. We expect that. But we also expect the customer to have such a good experience that they continue to purchase from us. So with that in mind, here's the biggest mistake that you can possibly make in your marketing. Not being as good as your marketing, okay? It's as simple as that. So if you put up marketing, okay, that it goes to a field of customers and they see that marketing and it has these wild, bold claims. If you can't live up to that when the product is delivered, they're never going to purchase from you ever again. Now, this goes for e-commerce brands, info products brands, but also service brands. So if you have something that people are opting in for, right? A lead is opting in for. Let's use the realtors, for example. If you are putting up something that people are opting in for and that thing that they opt in for isn't as good as they expected, even if it's fantastic, if it doesn't live up to the marketing that you use to sell the opt-in for that thing, they're never going to purchase from you again because they're going to be disappointed. No matter how good it is, if it doesn't live up, they're going to be disappointed. And the same thing goes for an e-commerce brand. On that first purchase, they have to have a fantastic experience from the time that they put their credit card information in to the time that they use that product for the first, second, third time. Right? When they open the product, it has to be a good experience. When they get the product delivered, it has to be a good experience. It has to be on time. It has to be there when you say it will. And then it has to live up to what you say in your marketing. Okay? So let's get into it here. So you have to live up to it. If you want to be bold in your marketing, you have to live up to that boldness. If you want to say that you're the best, that's okay. That's fine. Please do that. Use big, bold claims in your marketing, but you must live up to it. Say whatever you want, but live up to whatever you say. My grandfather was in the Army, and he always had a phrase that they used in the Army, and when they were going to eat in the cafeteria or whatever, they would go and say, take all you want, but eat all you take. Right? So if you're going to get a lot, make sure that you deliver on that and eat all of that, right? And that nothing goes to waste and you don't disappoint those around you and the people who are serving you the food, right? Make sure that you live up to what you say or what you claim that you can do. And by taking all that food, you're claiming that you can eat all of it. right? And that's what I kind of have in the back of my head every time that I do this for a client, right? Every time I do this for my own e-commerce brands, I look at it like this, right? I have to live up to my marketing. I can use the boldest claims in the world. I can use the biggest, most wild things in my copy, but I have to live up to it. Otherwise, the customer will be disappointed and won't purchase again. Okay? And we're not going to make anything on that second, third, fourth sale, which is when the money is actually made, right? So it's like Tinder. On dating apps, people post the best looking photos of themselves, right? Tinder, Bumble, all those dating apps that people use, they post the best photos of themselves that they have. They put awesome things in their bio and they're funny and they're the best versions of themselves because they can specifically curate exactly what they want themselves to look like on the app, and that's okay, right? But when they meet in person, 9 times out of 10, because that is their absolute best on the app, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to look exactly like their photos, right? Which leads to a mild disappointment. Now, the person is not going to get up and leave, right? But it's not what they thought. And so in the back of their heads, the entire time that they're out with you, they're going to have subtle disappointment in the back of their heads the entire night, right? So if you don't live up to what you look like in your photos, they're going to have that little bit of disappointment, and it's going to put a bad taste in their mouth, and you're going to start out from behind the starting line every single time. Okay? It doesn't matter if you are a supermodel. Like, it doesn't matter if you are the most attractive person in the world. If you aren't as good looking as the photos, right, the marketing that you put out for yourself, then you're not going to be able to live up to that, and that person is going to be disappointed no matter how good you actually look. So it doesn't matter if you're a supermodel. If you aren't as hot as the photo, the marketing, right, they'll be disappointed. Okay, that is the main kind of overarching theme here. All right. So if you don't live up to what you promote, you're never going to get somebody coming back to purchase a second time. So without a second, third, fourth purchase, you're going to stay stuck in that constant cycle of trying to make that first sale work. And as we all know, if you've been in this game selling anything, whatever it is, services, info products, e-commerce, no matter what it is, you know that you have to get those second, third, and fourth sales to make this thing profitable, right? People have to come back to you, whether it's after an opt-in or after that first purchase, to make yourself profitable long term. You're never going to be able to live off of just one sale. You can't do it. Some of these drop shipping guys, I was having a conversation with a guy today, about drop shipping, and he's a very, very smart guy. Like, he knows the game really well, but the advice that I was giving him was coming from a place of long-term business growth, right? And with dropshipping, you have to be profitable on that first sale. And so what this leads to is an extreme amount of stress on the marketing to make this business as itself profitable, because it really is it's just marketing, right? That's all that it is. It's just marketing arbitrage, really, because there's no long-term kind of growth of the business, because you're just relying on your ads being good enough to generate you that first sale, right? And the stress that those guys incur is unbelievable, and I don't wish that on anybody. It's terrible. And a lot of people try and run their businesses that way and try to be profitable on that first sale, and they don't care about what the customer experiences after that first sale. After they've gotten that initial credit card, they don't care. They move on to the next person. They try to find new customers when they can make more money, like 5 to 6 times more money, just focusing on the customers that they already have and delivering a good enough experience for them that they keep coming back, right? That's the key. So again, stressful, constantly with ads manager, flimsy and valueless, like we just said. And this one down here, flimsy and valueless, that means your business doesn't have value, right? If you don't have any future cash flow in your business, you don't really have a business, right? You have a machine that you can put money into that's going to give you a little bit back. But there's nothing that's there's no receivables on the business, right? It's a valueless business. Your list is worth nothing. Okay. And so that is a huge struggle that people have when they go to look at valuing their business or getting people to invest in their business. If you don't have people that are coming back for second, third, fourth purchases, you don't have a business at all, right? So here's what I would do. Okay. Moderate claims in your marketing that you can live up to are going to generate better returns than huge, wild claims that you can't fulfill. Okay. And this is better return. I say better returns in like the long-term sense. So you can put these huge claims in your marketing, right, off the bat, and try to make it profitable off the rip and make maybe 2 times of your money back on a good day. Or you can make moderate claims, break even on that first sale, or do like a little bit, maybe 1.25x return. Great. And then on the back end, after you've delivered on that first promise, then that second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth purchase are going to make you 6 times as profitable as just that first one, right? And all of that in terms of advertising is pure profit. right? You're not paying for those sales on the back end. Okay, it's pure profit. Second thing I want you to do is put yourself in the customer's shoes. Okay, what are they expecting, right? What are they going to experience when they try on your product? What's going to go through their heads when using your product, right? You must live up to whatever they have in their minds of what's going to happen when they try this product, right? When they are buying this product and giving you their credit card information, they're giving you their trust. They're giving you their trust, and they are saying to you, I know you, I understand you, I trust you now, don't lose my trust. I take this very seriously, I work hard for this money, I'm giving you this money. Please don't break my trust. Because if you break it at all, they're not going to come back like we've talked about. And to do this and to understand what's going to break their trust and what's not going to break their trust, we have to put ourselves in their shoes. And we're never going to be able to understand what they're actually going to experience unless we put ourselves in their shoes. Okay? So, final thing is, if it's not the best experience possible, don't run the ads. Okay? This is my biggest piece of advice to you. Okay? If you have even the slightest hint in your mind that this isn't going to be the best experience possible for your customers, don't run the ads. Don't spend the money, because you're just going to be spending your own money and wasting your money on people who aren't going to come back. Wait until you have everything set up and you can fulfill and can deliver the most value, and then run the ads. So here's a bonus, all right? The biggest mistake you can make in your marketing and advertising is unbelievability. So this kind of goes along with what we just talked about, right? So like I said, use these big, bold claims if you have them, but keep in mind that you're walking a very tight rope. People don't trust anything online anymore. They don't really trust advertising in general, right? And they never really have. Like maybe a really long time ago, like mid 1800s, I'm sure that they were less aware of kind of the tricks and tools of the trade, but now most everybody's kind of aware of what goes on in marketing. They understand the processes. Like my mom was explaining to me an upsell the other day. Like I was like, oh wow, I didn't know normal people knew about that, and so they understand it. They get the kind of idea behind it. And so you have to be believable. All right, your customers are not stupid. Okay, every sentence you type to them must pass their sniff test. And if you even touch on, anything related to unbelievability and like, wow, that's a bunch of, you know, baloney, then they're not going to buy from you, right? And they're going to click out. And it's never been easier to click out or delete an email or unsubscribe or, whatever, block an ad. They're going to do that if you don't pass that sniff test. So use big bold claims that are different than anything that they've ever heard before, but make sure that you're believable. Okay, make sure that you have the social proof to back it. Make sure that you have the facts to back it. Make sure that you have the testimonials to back it. Make sure that your customers understand that when you use these big claims that you have the backing for it that they're looking for. Okay, again, use these big bold claims. Separate yourself from everybody else, but do it in a logical, moderate way that people just understand, right? Because they're not going to like big bold claims that you just say once and skip over. And by the way, if you want more help with all of this, then go to creativeroas.com and check out all the stuff that I've got on there. I've got trainings on exactly how I set up my proprietary system for growth for my business, for my clients. I have training on emails. I have like the long lifetime value sequences that we use for all of our clients as well. Then I also have a place where you can book a call to chat with me directly, and you'll get a free 45-minute consultation with me directly or somebody on my team, and we'll kind of go through everything with you, look at your business, where you're at, where you want to go, and we'll kind of piece together the things that we need to fill that gap between those places. Okay, so go to creativeroas.com. You'll see it on the screen here, and I will see you over there.